Hi all, Gary Fong here, and I want to explain something real quick about how to tell if your image is going to be underexposed on flash or not. Now, the problem with the variables on your camera is if your screen is too bright or too dark, you may actually think that the exposure is wrong because you might have turned the screen brightness up too high, or you might have had it too low, like you might have been in a low light situation. You thought, wow, this is too bright, and you turn it down, whatever. You can't really rely on the screen here, and a lot of people just really don't know or don't care to learn how to use the histogram. So these cameras under TTL mode all have a really neat feature, which is called the TTL Verify, and this is a very not well known or talked about function of these speed lights. It's not only with Canon, Nikon, or Sony, and I'll show you all three how they work, but it's even on the third-party flashes. So, for example, I'm going to start with a Canon, and I'll show you this is the camera. Now, if you take a picture and you go, I think they're coming out underexposed, and this is a big no-no, you go to the TTL thing and you crank the power up or down. Now that's not correct, because the TTL system is a correct system that, provided you have the metering mode set correctly, and I'll talk about that in another video, will actually leave the light on, its duration, not power, until it has enough light right here in the sensor. And I'm sure Canon and Nikon, these guys have probably spent about $1 billion on getting the system correct. So you don't want to kind of goof with it by overriding it, because you don't really know for sure with the information that you have on the field. Now, the one thing that you do know is the TTL Verify button, and on Canon that's this little green button down here. When you take a photo, watch what happens. Let me try to do okay, here we go. When you take a photo, watch what happens. See that little green button here? That green button turns on that tells you, yep, got a good exposure. So that's for Canon, and that's typically universal on the, their EX flashes. Here's Nikon. Now Nikon's a little bit different in that there is a ready light here, the red light, it tells you when it's on, and when you take a picture, if it's underexposed, it will blink 3 times. Now that's not as obvious as maybe Canon is, but like say for example you're taking a group picture of a wedding, take your picture and then look at your your red light and see if it blinked 3 times. If it blinked 3 times, then you have to change the ISO or something, but don't touch the TTL, because that's not correct. The TTL should be on 0, not +1, not -1, whatever. It should be on 0. Now I'll show you on the Sony. On the Sony system, you'll see this little this amber light right here, and when I take a picture, watch what happens. It turns green and it blinks. So that will tell you that you have a correct exposure on your flash. That's very, very important to know, because a lot of people, when they're out on the field, they go, ooh, this looks weird, and then they touch the TTL switch because their screen looks too dark. Remember, your screen might be dark because you turned it dark. It has nothing to do with your photo. Just check for your TTL Verify light when you're shooting, if you're in doubt. But that will give you consistent results all the time. Hope this helps. Thanks.